What if the Earth suddenly lost its gravity? Would we even notice it? How long would we survive? The answer to the first question is yes, we would notice. In fact, we would notice it immediately. But the answers to the second and third questions are not so simple. When the Earth lost its gravity, many strange things would happen. Let's imagine that these events occur over a period of several hours instead of instantly, which would make them much more dramatic. Over this time frame, our planet would slowly turn into a radioactive water balloon in space. So let's see what would happen. In 1 hour, all the air in the Earth's atmosphere would be lost. The reason for this is that the atmosphere is held on our planet by gravity. Without gravity, all the air molecules would immediately rush into space. There is also the Coriolis effect to consider. This effect causes fluids or objects moving on the Earth's surface to deflect to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. It occurs due to the rotation of our planet. However, without gravity, there would be no rotation, and therefore the Coriolis effect would not exist. As a result, all the air would simply escape straight up. After the loss of the atmosphere, the Earth would look like a blue marble against the backdrop of space. But even worse things would happen to our planet in half an hour. All the water on Earth would evaporate and follow the same fate as the atmosphere. Oceans, seas, and even underground water would turn into vapor and dissipate into space. All life on Earth depends on water, so without it, there would be no one to observe what was happening on the planet. But even if there were people on Earth, they wouldn't be able to do anything about it because in half an hour, everything would collapse. The absence of gravity would lead to the destruction of all buildings, bridges, roads, and other structures that are held up by the compressive strength of materials and the interaction between them. Even mountains would lose their stability and crumble. Everything would fall apart into small pieces and mix together. Our planet would become a huge pile of debris. And after 15 minutes, something truly terrible would happen. All satellites that orbit our planet would lose their orbits. Some of them would fall to the ground and burn up in the atmosphere. Others would continue to move in space. A significant portion of these satellites would eventually collide with each other and with the debris from the Earth. Humanity would lose access to important technologies such as GPS and radio communications. Moreover, many satellites carry toxic substances that could contaminate the Earth's surface. After 10 minutes, our planet would no longer be Earth. Without gravity, its shape would change and it would turn into a huge ball of dust and rock. What would happen next would depend on the exact location of the sun at that moment. If the sun were close to the horizon, its rays would heat one side of the Earth more than the other. This would cause strong winds that would blow debris from one side of the planet to the other. In short, it would be like a huge dust storm. But if the sun were higher in the sky, then both sides of the Earth would be heated equally and there would be no winds. Our planet would become even more chaotic, and after 5 minutes, everything would be decided. The Earth could be ejected beyond the orbit of the Moon, and then it would go into deep space, eventually colliding with some meteorite or comet. Or it could fall under the influence of the sun and get even closer to it. In any case, our planet would cease to exist. It might seem that this scenario is impossible, but it's actually quite common in space. For example, the gravity of a star can destroy a planet just like that. There are billions of such stars in the universe, and every year they destroy countless planets. But even if the Earth isn't destroyed, it will still cease to be habitable. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos.